welcome back to the Loading Up Podcast. This is your host, Brother Zay, and I'm here tonight with Producer J. What's going on, Producer J?
What's up? How you been?
I've been all right, been okay. Playing games, doing what we do best.
Absolutely.
So just some maintenance, we call it. Let's let everybody know. Thank you for listening and for joining us every week. Like and subscribe to YouTube and or rate on Spotify, wherever you listen, whether it be Apple, Spotify. We greatly appreciate it. It's free to do, so thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes.
And we'll just jump right in. What are you playing?
I am currently going through Resident Evil 3.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm almost done because I've heard that one of the I say bad things. It's not really a bad thing, but one of the downsides of it is that it's not as long as people wanted it to be. So I feel like I'm almost done with it, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm working my way through that. And then after that, I'm undecided because technically the next one would be Resident Evil 4. But the next one that I haven't played before that would be Resident Evil 8 or Village. So I don't know which one I should play first. Because Village came out first.
Wait, Village came out first before 4?
The remake.
Oh, okay, the remake. Yeah, you're right. I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
Chronologically in the story, I should go to 4.
Yes, but you had me screwed around there. I was like, what?
No, but Village is the game that comes next, like, released. So I don't know if I just should do that.
I mean, if I were you, I would just do it in chronological.
Just do chronological and do 4.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's just me. I would do it that way. I wouldn't do it by release.
I was thinking about doing it that way, but I don't know. I might end up doing like another indie game before that just because it's so much. There's only so much you can take of like zombies.
Yeah.
I like after I finished 2, and that was mostly because I had to keep replaying it. So I kept replaying the same parts all over and over and over.
Okay.
And then parts of 3 go back to the setting for 2. So it's like I'm seeing it again and I'm just like, I need a break. But we'll see how that goes.
All right.
What you been playing?
So I've been playing, of course, some more Red Dead. Trying to get through that. I want to see this through before Starfield comes out. But also I played Venba. It's a indie game that dropped on Game Pass, where you're cooking recipes from an Indian family, and it was a really nice indie game, very chill, cool story. So I beat that, and well, besides that, just Exo Primal and Red Dead.
Nice.
Yeah, trying to
that's
save myself.
One of the things that people don't talk about is just the exposure to indie games that Game Pass gives you. Like, a lot of people tend to like talk down on Game Pass because it's like they don't have like the AAA titles in there. They don't have a lot of them, or a lot of them are new. But a lot of the indie games are actually very good. They just put Celeste back into it.
Celeste,
and that maybe honestly, I mean, I know that's a hard game. Maybe I might not play that one, but just the fact that that's a game that a lot of people haven't really played, and you get to play it with Game Pass. So it's like,
I mean,
discoverability for indie games is insane on Game Pass.
Absolutely. It's a really good place especially for indie developers to release their games where millions of people can potentially play their games instead of just releasing it for one set price and only have a couple thousand people play your game.
Right.
But also on Game Pass, there's plenty of AAA stuff there. Maybe it's not for everybody, but there's so much AAA games on Game Pass as well.
Yeah, I never got the people who online say that they don't find anything. Like, there's nearly like over 400 games there. There's something for you that you haven't played yet.
Yeah,
that you would enjoy.
I think there's like 8 or 9 different genres of game and each genre has dozens upon dozens of games in each one.
Yeah, literally. I was looking at the list now because, well, not now, but like before, because I'm having like a game night, and I wanted to see what party games they had, and literally you can filter out like multiplayer, family fun, and stuff like that. So it's like, and you could just do it just through Game Pass alone, and it has a bunch of games that are there. So it's like all you gotta do is look. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. But you are right. There's some heavy hitters for indie games in there, and so like Bramble was put on like a couple weeks ago. That was a great game. Death's Door, which was basically like one of the top indie games last year. I love Death's Door. That's on there.
Tunic is there.
Tunic is there. Yeah. So there's so much great indie games that are on Game Pass that people can experience, and it's sort of like the palate cleanser to the big games that we're all playing.
Yes, exactly. And everybody shouldn't look down on indie games. Like that, some of the best games I've played are indie games.
Are you kidding me? I think the last 2 years, indie developers have held the gaming industry on their backs.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know,
there's been so much like flops in terms of like the AAA space.
Between delays and everything, the indie developers have been holding it down, and we just got to thank them because they bring out some heavy hitters.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's I guess we'll just jump right into the news because we have some rumors, rumors and leaks for this Nintendo Switch 2, potential release dates, and also even deeper rumors about if it's gonna have backwards compatibility or not.
Right. That's the one I want to know about, though.
I know everybody does. Everybody does, because I mean, there's how many Switch units out there?
Yo,
it wouldn't make any sense for them to not make it backwards compatible.
Yeah, I can't see Nintendo, especially not because they just released, or they're gonna release a new Mario game, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and they announced a new Peach game, which I'm assuming is going to be on the Switch.
Which doesn't have a release date or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a release date. They have Metroid Prime 4 that they're still working on. Yeah. So it's like all this stuff has been announced for the Switch. So it would not make sense for it not to be backwards compatible. Yeah. Because you don't want to throw, I guess, but then again, this is Nintendo we're talking about. So like you can't really count out what they might do. Yeah. But one of the things that they have been more consistent about with their consoles is backwards compatibility. Because aside from the N64, because I think that went because that was cartridge and then they went to disc. Obviously, you can't do backwards compatible that way. Yeah. But even then, like the N64, there was a peripheral that they released where you can play NES and SNES games on the N64. And there was also one where you could play Game Boy games on the N64. There was also the Wii was backwards compatible with the GameCube, and then the Wii U was backwards compatible with the Wii. And then when they switched back to cartridge, it was always the format that prevented them from supporting it. But even then, they have the Nintendo Online thing where you can play old retro games. You can still
play the old stuff.
So yeah, technically it's backwards compatible, but it's through emulation. But anyway,
yes.
So I think I feel like it might be a safe bet to say that the Nintendo Switch 2 or Pro or whatever it's gonna be called is gonna be backwards compatible because it just makes sense given Nintendo's history. But we don't know for sure.
Yeah, we definitely don't know. And we hope that it will be a little bit more powerful. Like instead of, like currently it's using the NVIDIA Tigre X1 SoC or SoC. So hopefully they go up to a little bit more modern, at least to something like what the Asus or ROG Ally is using, like a AMD Zen 4 SoC. So
yeah,
we want them to be more modern.
Right. I do think they have a partnership with NVIDIA, so they might not do AMD, but maybe do a slightly more powerful, maybe not as powerful as the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck, but something to that effect where it can run 1080p 60 frames per second. Because like Nintendo, they optimize their games. They're good at that. But obviously the Switch, you can only do so much. Yeah. So I think they'll probably keep the form factor. Maybe they'll change the Joy-Con to make it more ergonomic, I guess, to make it, because I got these third-party Joy-Cons where it's like it's more rounded, so that way it feels better to hold. Because that was one thing I really didn't like about the Switch. The controllers were very like small, and like my hands would cramp. They were for kids, obviously. I mean, that makes sense. It's a kid's thing. But so I got these third-party ones, and it makes the Switch feel so much better. And I honestly wish like they would have done something like that. So if they did something like that, then maybe that would be. And then obviously a better screen.
If it doesn't come standard with an OLED, that's kind of like, what are you doing?
Part of the rumor is that it's not.
Oh, no.
To save money, or to cut costs, rather.
That just means it's going to be an OLED Switch 2 eventually.
They're probably, yes. That's exactly what they're going to do.
More money for Nintendo. For consumers to spend. That's it.
I mean, listen, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 Switches.
My God.
Yeah. Actually, I have 4 Switches in my possession, but I bought 5 because one of them broke.
Jeez.
I know.
One thing
I
I
didn't even
definitely
plan on
want. One thing I definitely want from Nintendo is a better Joy-Con. If they're gonna stick with it, at least make it more durable, because the drifting in the Joy-Cons were absolutely insane. Literally every single Joy-Con I've ever gotten all drifted.
Yeah.
So it needs to be better built for sure.
They have. I was looking into. Well, I didn't look into it. There's a company that is releasing an Xbox controller that has. I forgot what the terminology is, but it's like it basically uses magnets.
Yes,
to simulate the joystick moving, but there's no mechanical parts. Like there's nothing touching. There's nothing to
no little rubber bands to come
there's
out
nothing.
or anything.
There's nothing to loosen. So I feel like, I mean, maybe that might be too costly, but I feel like that's going to be the future. So that way, because the stick drift has been an issue for everything. It's all, every controller, PS5, Xbox, Switch, every controller suffers from it eventually. So I feel like that should be the next push for controllers. Just have that whatever that magnet thing is.
Yeah.
Hall effect. That's what it's called. Hall effect.
The Hall. Okay, that's what's called Hall effect.
Yeah. So, I doubt the Switch will have that, or the Switch 2.
No, it definitely won't.
Yeah, it won't have that. Maybe like in the Pro controller. I don't know.
If it doesn't even have the OLED screen, we're definitely not getting the Hall effect.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
So we'll jump right into some more repairability with Microsoft pushing repairability onto their Elite controller. So they're going to start selling controller parts for the Xbox Elite Series 2 controllers, which it's sort of about time. I have an Elite controller here that's basically useless because of buttons don't work. So if I can get replacements for them at a cheaper price and buying a whole new Elite controller, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a good step towards like the right to repair stuff.
Yes.
Because I mean, the Elite controllers, as good as they are, and thankfully I haven't had any issues. I have 2. I have one, the original Series 2. Yeah, the original Series 2, and then I had the custom one that I got.
Oh, okay.
I still have my original one, and for all I know, it still works. I hope it didn't break. But yeah, just the fact that they're allowing people to just fix it themselves, like they don't gotta send it in, or they don't gotta take it to a shop or the Microsoft store or whatever. They can just fix it themselves. That's very pro-consumer, and I definitely like that they're doing that. And it also makes sense too, because they ever since they added the Elite controller to the design labs, you can buy the individual parts. You can buy just the colored joysticks and the buttons, but obviously you have to buy the stuff separate to replace it. So I feel like it's more, it just makes it easier for consumers to do that stuff. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the parts are actually not that bad. They have kits where you repair kits for your controllers for as low as $23.99. Or if you want like something more fancy, you can get like the $60 one. And parts are as low as $20 or $34.99 for that's just different parts and different motors. So they're actually not that expensive. It also says here that iFixit has more parts on sale on their website, and I don't know if you know, but iFixit does everything.
Phones,
iFixit.
If you're looking to repair anything, iFixit.
iFixit is the way to go for sure.
Yeah,
they have part lists. They can buy parts from them, and they have step-by-step instructions on how to fix it. So it's even better. So yeah, just the right to repair, though, like you said, is always really good with anything. You know, when it concerns cell phones, PCs, controllers, everybody should have the right to repair their product that they buy.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we have some more leaks. You know, I know we were talking a lot about leaks this week.
Leaks, you gotta plug them. Plug these leaks. Oh no, because
no,
then we
not
have
these
nothing
leaks.
to talk about.
Yeah. No, don't plug these leaks. So, okay. So the leak has been deleted off of Reddit, but their former Viturious Games employees have leaked that they're working on an Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake. And this is huge. If they are actually working on an Oblivion remake, an actual remake, not like just a
remaster with like higher textures or whatever.
Yeah, no. Like if they're doing an actual remake, that's big.
That's
big.
Huge.
That will hold off people until the next Elder Scrolls 6 game.
Absolutely.
You know, because Oblivion was really good. I loved Oblivion.
So I actually never got into Oblivion. That was before I had any interest in RPGs.
Okay.
So, and it's funny because like that, I think that was a launch title for the 360, right? Or maybe it came out like soon, maybe launch window.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of people were playing it around the time it came out, and I think I had the opportunity to play it, but I just couldn't get into it. But
I loved it.
I think I was just too young.
Yeah, I mean it was all very detailed. Like you had to sleep and eat, and it was a lot. There was a lot going on in Oblivion.
Yeah.
But it was really great. The story was great. Just going through I mean, and you never played it, but it's just the first 5 minutes. Going through the portals and fighting demons, it was insane. I loved it.
I do wonder though, why Oblivion and why not Morrowind? Because I feel like if any game needs a remake or deserves a remake, it's probably Morrowind.
Well, Oblivion holds a special place in the Elder Scrolls series, and also they sort of did a lot of Morrowind stuff with ESO.
True. Yeah.
They released a lot of like DLC content and stuff that had to do with Morrowind. So I think it's Oblivion's time. You know, Morrowind got a taste of the future where Elder Scrolls Online. So let Oblivion have its time. Enjoy Oblivion.
You said Virtuous Studios made it.
A former employee from Virtuous Games is who leaked it.
Okay, so what other games have they done? Because I've heard that studio name before.
So they did with console ports and remasters. They did like Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh,
they're gonna be doing a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
Oh, they're doing the remake.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they'll be doing a remake. So I mean, they did other stuff, but that's like the number one thing that they did.
Okay, so
yeah.
Hold on. I'm looking up like their.
They were one of the big supporting.
They're a lot of they co-develop a lot.
Yes,
of games.
they co-develop.
Do a lot of
and
they do a lot of ports to like.
They
different
do a lot
consoles.
of ports. Yeah. So they helped develop the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition.
Yeah.
They'll be working, of course, on Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. You know, so they did
the BioShock. They did a lot of Switch ports.
They did, yeah.
They did Dark Souls, Outer Worlds, BioShock for the Switch. They did the LA Noire remake or remaster. Okay, so they got a good pedigree, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We just we say these are potential leaks. These are just things that are being thrown out there online. We don't know if they're true. We take these leaks with a grain of salt. You know, we don't want to say, oh, for sure it's coming out. We hope that these leaks are true because Oblivion was a masterpiece, and bringing that to the current gen and this sort of new generation of gamers, bringing Oblivion to new generation, would really bolster the Elder Scrolls sort of legacy.
Right.
So that way, when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, people will be hype and ready,
Yeah, because we're not going to get an Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon. Probably got to wait till next gen for that.
Maybe, yeah. That's so sad.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, man.
It is what it is.
Definitely.
Don't worry, Starfield will hold us over. Hopefully.
Yes, Starfield, and if Oblivion's right, we'll do Oblivion.
Yes.
All right. So it seems like with Microsoft, they, as much as we like to praise and how well they are doing with consumers and consumer friendly and all the things that we love from them, like Game Pass, they take one step forward and then 3 steps back. So they are planning to kill off the Xbox Companion app for Windows. And just as I get a PC and download the Companion app,
honestly, so as I've had that for a while, there's really no point to it. Like, yes, it's cool to have like a native app, because a lot of people use it basically to access their clips and their screenshots and stuff like that on their PC from their console.
Yeah.
But there's other ways to get those clips and screenshots that are probably a lot easier to use, if that. So
maybe,
while it sucks that they're killing it off, apparently I heard that they've been saying that they're going to kill it off for years. They just kind of delayed it. And even when you open the app, it says, yeah, we're killing this off. So be prepared. But this is the day. So, well, it's not today, but
not today,
coming.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, it sucks. It's never a good thing to, especially when the Xbox app, which was supposed to be the successor to the companion app, doesn't have all the features that the companion app has. Yeah. Like, you can't access the screenshots on the Xbox app. Like, you would think that would be like the first thing you could do.
It would make absolute sense to do that.
Maybe they would add it in later, or by the time it goes away, it'll be there. I don't know, because they're always updating the Xbox app. But I don't know. It's, for me, I don't see it as a big deal, because I've never found myself going on my PC to look at clips and screenshots. I usually just go on my phone if I'm gonna upload it to like Instagram or Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just do it from my phone. It's just a lot easier. But other people are different.
Yeah, everybody's different. They choose what they want to do. I mean, but they even stated that they actually have a date on August 28th. Windows will no longer be supported. The companion app on Windows will no longer be supported. So they actually have a date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to say rest in peace to the companion app. Although I barely knew you because I just got my PC. So that's that. And we got some more game news. This time for last gen. Star Wars Jedi Survivors is coming to the PS4 and the Xbox One. So EA has been hard at work. Respawn in general, they all have been hard at work to try and bring Jedi Survivors to a wider audience. Because as you know, there's still, 120 million PS4s out there, and like 60 million Xbox One still out there. People are still playing on, and they can't play Jedi Survivors. So the team at Respawn is making it so that way they can play it on their consoles.
Like, I know this is it's a business decision. Like, I know if it were up to Respawn, they probably wouldn't even bother. But EA, I don't know if Jedi Survivor didn't meet expectations, or they just need to meet a certain goal that they're not meeting fast enough. But it just sucks because, like, the game isn't even optimized for next gen or a current gen.
Yeah.
So it's like, now you're gonna release it on past gen, and that's gonna be even more unoptimized. Like, I can't even imagine what this game would look like on Xbox One, like base Xbox One.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like that? Oh,
I mean, I guess they would have to do really is to turn off the ray tracing. Why make ray tracing mandatory on?
That's what I don't. Yeah, I don't understand. A lot of developers do that, and like it's like you said, it's mandatory. It's like there's other games out there that let you turn it off if you feel like the performance is not to your liking.
Yeah.
Why not just? I mean, maybe I again, I'm not a developer. I don't know anything about this, but I feel like if other games let you turn it off, why can't you make your game turn it off? I don't. It just.
I mean, I don't understand. You're saying you don't know what kind of sort of goals that they did or didn't meet, but as of I think it was July, they had 20 million players, so they sold at the very least 20 million copies of Jedi Survivor, and that's not even a fully.
They said that
conservative, yes. So it's like, are they just bringing it to?
No, that's. Yeah, that this even makes even less sense. I don't know, but I feel like, granted, this is just one studio that's doing it, but like, it just seems so backwards. Like literally, it is backwards. They're working back. By the way, did that the Hogwarts Legacy ever come out for last gen?
It did. I believe so. I believe it did.
I don't know. I heard nothing about that. Like no comparisons, nothing.
I think it did. I'm gonna look it up right now because, yeah, it's out.
Because I know it got delayed from when it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out in like April. I don't know. But yeah,
no, it did get delayed. It did get delayed. But it's out right now. You can buy it on the PS4.
I wonder what that's like. And I heard nothing about it. So
probably because nobody's buying it on the PS4.
Yeah, but again, like I know there's a lot of people who still own a last gen console, but it's like how many people are actually gonna be buying these new games? Because like for however long since launch, and who knows when this is gonna come out? It could come out next year. By the time this releases, it's like who hasn't played it yet that still owns an Xbox One and can only and PS4. That's just like at that point, it's like, why even bother? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just I feel like it's just a lot of extra work. And actually, this actually kind of goes into a topic that we didn't really discuss beforehand about the whole prospect of pro consoles.
Good.
Because I was hearing about that a lot, and like a lot of like people online are talking about like, do we need pro consoles? And it's like, it's just extra development for these.
For developers are having a hard time now to develop with what we do have.
Exactly.
Now imagine adding another SKU, another more powerful. They will take even longer for games to come out.
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole we need a pro. No, we don't. The PS5 and the Xbox Series X aren't even performing at what they should be performing.
Right. Can you imagine like for a game like that, like Jedi Survivor is like, it's going to be on PS4, Xbox One, and all those SKUs, Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, then the PS5 and Xbox Series S, X, then the next gen, like the Pro console. It's like, that's a lot.
It is.
And it's like that's a lot of work on developers.
For sure.
So like I'm of the camp like if they happen, great. Do we need them? I don't think so.
No, I don't think we need them. I don't think we should be even talking about them, especially with games can barely reach 60 frames per second on the current gen right now with what we have.
But there are rumors that there's gonna be a PS5 Pro next year.
I mean, but where are the rumors coming from? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
there were rumors about PlayStation showcases for years, and they still haven't happened until this year. You know what I'm saying? These so-called PlayStation insiders, they're drumming up their drums and their horns. They're sounding the horns to try and be relevant in the online community, I believe. I think that's more them just talking than anything. Because we haven't heard anything official.
I mean, to be fair, PlayStation doesn't announce anything until like right before. It's like that's the thing. Like you don't know what's a leak and what's a rumor and what's just BS until Sony announces it. At least with Xbox, like they kind of sort of hint at it, and like there's always like reputable leaks and stuff like that. But what if? So I have a question. What if the PS5 Pro rumors are true? Do you think there should be an Xbox Pro or Series XL or Series X2 or whatever?
No.
No?
If they are true and there's a PS5 Pro coming out, I don't think we need an Xbox X2 or X Pro, whatever they want to call it. We're too early into this gen. We don't have a lot of games for this gen as is. And that's on both sides for Sony and for Xbox. I think that developers should take the time that they need to develop properly and to work harder to try and make the games perform better with the technology that we do have right now. If they want to work on the next gen consoles, that's fine, but I don't think we need a mid-gen refresh for either side.
Well, like I said, I agree with you there. I don't think we need it. However, if the PS5 Pro rumors are true and they end up announcing one either later this year or next year or whatever, I feel like it would be kind of dumb for Xbox not to have a response, because then essentially they're giving up. Because that was one thing that Phil Spencer even said at the beginning of this generation. He said he doesn't want to lose the power gap anymore. After the Xbox One got swept by the PS4, he said he doesn't want that to be where Xbox is. He always wants to be on top, at least very close in terms of power. And if the PS5 Pro is as powerful as the rumors say, which we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
Kind of puts Xbox in a bad place, especially now because we have games like Starfield, which is running at 30 frames per second.
On console, it's like,
on console. So it's like, maybe they need it. I don't know. I feel like if PS5 Pro is real, then I feel like they have to be. Like, they may not want to. I wouldn't want them to, personally. But if it's true, I feel like they have to.
Well, if that's the case, then they need to make a console where we can upgrade it, basically like a mini PC.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, instead of having just these, every 3-4 years now doing a refresh, just make a console where we can update it. Let's put a better APU in there, some more RAM or whatever we need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Honestly, I see that's the problem for us. That seems logical, but you got to think of like the casuals.
The casuals, yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna look at that and be like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta open up my Xbox and put some RAM in it.
I gotta unscrew. Like, yeah, it's gonna be. It's the whole thing. Like, remember when people were talking about upgrading the PS5
the SSD?
Then they had to use a screwdriver.
Yeah,
and people were making a big fuss out of it. It's like, they can't even use a screwdriver. So it's like, you think they're gonna open up the whole console just to upgrade the GPU and CPU or whatever the case?
Yeah.
But
I mean, you're right.
Logically,
there is a casual market out there that would not be a good idea to do that in. Yeah. Oh man.
But anyway, it was just it crossed my mind when we were talking about like
it needed to be said. It needed to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a conversation that needed to be had.
For sure. I mean, who knows, man? Honestly,
who knows? We'll see. Hopefully,
it would just put more pressure on developers to develop more intensely on these newer sort of refresh, mid-gen consoles.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a good thing.
That's the issue.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword either way.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. So, we'll go to more Transformers. We'll go to more news about Activision and how Hasbro wants old Transformer games to return. Initially, Activision had basically lost them. They lost the access to the old Transformers games.
The source code?
Yeah, back from 2010, I think 2012. So it was Transformers War of Cybertron and then Fall of Cybertron. And
how does that even happen? Like,
I don't know.
That
makes
no sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Maybe for like an indie developer who like that, they they're indie. They might not have that management, like altogether or whatever.
Or maybe it was manager's fault.
But like, this is Activision we're talking about. Like, how do you lose the source code? For a game.
Yeah, I mean, they were yanked from the digital stores, and they were hard to acquire even now. So, I mean, they were really good games. They were third-person shooter games, and they were set before Rise of the Darkspark, the Transformers movie. So, they were really great games. I loved War of Cybertron. It was a great game. So bringing those back would be great. And they had they did update the article saying that they know and they have the source code to the games, and they still want them to bring them out. It was literally like an hour later.
So they clarified.
They did clarify that they do have the source code. It was not lost, and but they do want to bring them back out. And I think if this deal goes through with with the whole CMAs holding everything up, if it goes through, Xbox has all the rights to just make these games again, or even bring them back out updated.
See, the thing about like games like that, because they're licensed games. So I wonder like how that works. I mean, I guess Microsoft can just figure it out. They'll go to the license, because they've done that before with the whole backwards compatibility program, where they had to literally go to the license holders, get like new contracts drawn, so that way they can make the games. Like, it was never like a technical issue. It was always about like the stuff about the game that's inside the game, especially if it's a licensed IP. So I'm assuming they would just be able to do it. Maybe Activision still owns the license, so maybe it's probably just that easy.
Even if Activision didn't own the licenses, if Hasbro's coming out and saying they want these games to come out, maybe they're ready to make a deal,
True.
Maybe they're just like, hey, let's do this. Let's do it,
They say, give me that Game Pass deal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they can do that, So let's hope that with the updated news that the source code is not lost, that they have them, that they can release them everywhere again, because these games were really fun. I love the third person shooter, just being a Transformer itself, driving around, switching back up to your actual Transformer, shooting your Decepticons and stuff. It was fun. It was great, good times.
Autobots roll out.
Oh man. So all right, so now we have some more handheld games coming out. Handheld devices, PC devices from Lenovo. This came out of, I feel like, left field. Like, I don't think of like gaming when I hear Lenovo. So that's weird.
When I heard this news, because it was Jez Corden who leaked it, but he was hyping it up as something like really big, and then he announced it on Windows Central, and I was just like,
yes,
Lenovo?
Yeah, the Legion Go.
I mean, the more portable game or handhelds like the ROG Ally and Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck.
The more of those, the better. I feel like
competition is great.
Exactly. You can iterate on each other, and whatever the other one doesn't do right, you can do better. So it's like, that's always great. But at the same time, it's just like, Lenovo? Like, I don't know. I just cannot get past Lenovo. Yeah. Like, I remember freaking the Lenovo laptops with the little red ball in the middle. Yeah. Like that. When I hear Lenovo, that's what I think.
You think of the little red knob,
or like the compact, or like, I don't know. It was just, I think of like back to school when I hear Lenovo. Those type of laptops. So the fact that they're making theirs, I don't know how powerful it's gonna be. I don't think they've specified anything. They just said that this is what they're gonna make.
It's they did say Jez Corden did say it was gonna have an 8-inch screen and an AMD Phoenix processor, which is about the same as the Asus ROG Ally. It'll be running Windows 11 and everything.
So
Yeah, it says
I'm looking up now. They do have some gaming laptops, but I don't know.
I mean, they even have like potential, like I guess they're prototypes, like of you can see what it looks like, the Legion Go, and it looks like an Xbox controller with a screen on it.
Oh, let me see. Legion Go.
Yeah, this is called Legion Go. If you want, I can send you the link so you can see.
No,
it.
I got it.
You got it. All right. You see how it looks like kind of like an Xbox controller?
Yeah,
but it's got the X, Y, A, B buttons, the analog and the D-pad there, the triggers in the back. It looks like,
no, honestly. So this, it looks like a PSP or PS Vita. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
The form factor looks like it. Oh, so I mean, all right. I'm not gonna say they shouldn't make a thing. Like I said, it's the more the merrier. I feel like in this case.
Yeah.
I just don't know like how desirable it's gonna be. Maybe because right now the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally they're high end, so it's like if you're looking for the best performance, those are what you're looking at. So maybe this is targeting like lower spec for people who kind of want to get on the go gaming but don't need the freaking 1080p, 60 frames per second, stuff like that. I don't know. If
that's the case, what price point do you see this sitting at? Let's just spitballing out here.
I would say if that's the case, probably around the 500 range would be fair.
500, really?
Maybe 400. It really just depends on like how powerful it's gonna be, because I don't know, these could just be mock-ups out of the pictures I'm looking at.
Yeah, it could be fakes.
It could just be something that they're just putting out there. But if it's smaller, then obviously it's gonna be less powerful.
Yeah.
So I feel like 400 to 500 is a good bet for what if that's the case.
I mean, I'll even say it may go down to like 350.
Nah, that's way too low.
If it's a low spec version, right, and we're not talking about high end gaming, I would say 350, because then they'll be thrusted into the market. It'll be more easily accessible for people. They can really get a head start over Steam Deck, which is a much higher price.
Well, all right. So the reason why the Steam Deck and maybe not so much the Steam Deck, but more so the ROG Ally is that they have to. So ROG or who makes it's Asus, right?
Asus, yeah.
Yeah. So Asus, they don't have like any supplementary like revenue. It's literally just the product. They make the laptops, they make the desktops, they make screens and stuff like that, but they don't have anything supplementary that they constantly make money from the way Steam does. Steam has Steam. So it has it gets all those game sales, or the revenue from the game sales. And the same goes for Lenovo. So the reason why these are so expensive is because they have to make money off of it. Yeah. So if they're gonna price it cheaper, that's why the Switch is for the time it was pretty cheap, because Nintendo gets more money from the game sales. So if they had sold it for how much it probably costs to make, or like in terms of just like the parts inside of it, it probably would have cost as much as the Steam Deck today when it released. So they price it lower so that way they can make more money off the back end through games. But I don't think Lenovo or even Asus is making money off of the game sales. So it's like they can't really price it too low, because then they'll end up losing money on each sale.
I see.
So yeah, I don't know. It really just depends, like we said, what power is it gonna produce, and who is it targeting? But
I mean, we're just spitballing prices.
yeah,
here. I was going low at the low just because I was like, hey,
well,
you know
obviously,
what?
yeah. I mean, I would like it to be $50, like if I'm being honest. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, as this comes out and it gets officially announced. But as I said earlier, the more the merrier. There's nothing wrong with competition.
Definitely, we need the competition, especially in some,
And this is an emerging market too. I mean, friggin' Nintendo had like a stranglehold on this like mobile market for decades, and that's why the Sony's attempts failed every single time. The PSP had a better go, but the PS Vita like flopped.
Oh, so, I loved my PSP.
Yeah, the PSP, it was way ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like the UMDs, but it was still ahead of its time.
Yeah, there was ways to go around that, though.
Yeah.
I remember I downloaded all my shit on the SD card and just played it.
Yeah, you definitely can, for sure.
But yeah, but then the PS Vita, like, it couldn't overtake Nintendo with the DS. So it's like Nintendo they dominated the mobile market. So now that there's more room to grow for other manufacturers, it might be different. Maybe Sony might get back into it. Maybe even Microsoft might get into it. Like, it's an emerging market.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see to, I guess, official releases,
Right.
Yeah. All right, and the last bit of news we have some Gamescom news, because as you know, Gamescom is coming up at the end of August, and it's going to be in Cologne, Germany, and Xbox is going to have a huge booth this year at Gamescom. They're going to do Fan Fest. They have a theater. They're going to be showing off. So they're going to have 150 stations where people can try games like Stalker 2, Payday 3, Armored Core 6, even Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty DLC, and Persona 5 Tactica. They're going to have all these games available to play at over 150 different stations set up at Gamescom. And in the theater side, where they're going to show for the fans, they're going to show some Starfield stuff, for some Motorsport stuff. They're going to show Towerborn, and even some stuff from Elder Scrolls Online and Flight Simulator. So it's like Gamescom is gonna be a whole nother show, like the summer showcase that they had, but this time it's all about the fans. It's gonna be with the fans. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be over the course of a couple of days. It starts Thursday, August 24th, and it's all the way to Sunday, August 27th. And they have a big showing.
That's really it's nice to see that Microsoft is confident again. They're I think they said this is the biggest booth they've ever had at Gamescom. So that's very like, it speaks volumes to how confident they are going into this holiday season, especially like with Starfield. There was a lot of talk too about Starfield not being playable because they don't have it in the booths or whatever. But it's like, if you think about it, because these booths, they're set up for like maybe 15 minutes, 20-minute play times. Because obviously there's going to be a lot of people playing. They're going to be queues, lines, and all that stuff. So to get the full experience that Starfield is supposed to give you, you're going to need a little bit more than 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even Todd Howard said it a couple weeks ago when he was out there on podcast, that you're not going to get the experience even in just 1 hour playing Starfield. So why have it at a showcase where we're only going to get like 5-10 minutes of it? Like these so small creators, they're not going to have, it's not going to be something mind-blowing. It's going to happen in 10 minutes from looking at a screen playing it while there are literally thousands of people walking by.
Right.
So this type of game shouldn't be at these things. I mean, Starfield is gonna be there at the theater side where they're gonna show stuff, and so it's gonna be present at Gamescom, just not playable.
Right.
And I feel like that's okay.
That's for Starfield, for a game like Starfield, I feel like it's okay. We've seen plenty of gameplay in the deep dive and the direct. So if you watch that and you still have questions, it's just like, yo, are you paying attention? Like,
and it's and I've even seen people saying like, even from major Xbox, you know, YouTubers and content creators, they're out there like, oh, where's all the hype and the marketing for Starfield? And I'm like, where have you been? Because every other TikTok or YouTube video I come across, it has Bethesda marketing Starfield.
Right.
It has Xbox talking about Starfield. You know, like you said, if we watched a deep dive, what more do you want? This is one of the most anticipated games of the year. It's even rivaling.
You know what it is? It comes down, it always comes down to this. It's like, it's always a comparison to what Sony's doing, because Sony goes all out for their marketing on every game they do. They have freaking billboards, they have buses that are painted with it. Like for Spider-Man, they have a bunch of that stuff. They got brand deals with like Doritos or like just chips and stuff. Like energy drink, like they go all out for marketing. And I feel like people are always going to compare. They're going to say, oh, why doesn't Xbox do that? And it's just like, because that stuff is nonsensical, especially for a game like it's freaking Spider-Man. Who doesn't know Spider-Man?
Literally everybody knows Spider-Man.
Everybody knows My grandmother knows who Spider-Man is.
Yes, Spider-Man's been around since what, the like 80? No, it's
not even like it's 50s, 40s.
It's like exactly. So if you don't know who Spider-Man is by now, one of the most recognizable superheroes out there in the entire world, that's what Starfield is going up against.
Right.
You
know,
so
you can't expect the same level of like marketing for that. Like people are not going to be hyping up like Starfield the same way they do Spider-Man. Obviously, there's going to be hype surrounding Starfield. Like you see it everywhere. It's not going to be the same level. It's different. You can't compare the two.
No,
and
you can't.
For Starfield, like I feel like the game will speak for itself. It had that direct had what it was like 3 million viewers or something like that, or maybe
it's more now.
no, I know it's a lot. So it's just like that's a lot for like in terms of viewership.
Yeah.
So and then you also got Game Pass, which is that's freaking an advertisement in itself. Like you're gonna see like people will turn on the Xbox, they're gonna see Starfield plastered all over that home screen.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can miss it. And I don't get the whole I don't see the hype, I don't see the advertisement. There's a guy, I'm not gonna name him because he doesn't deserve to be named, on Twitter, who literally he was throwing a hissy fit about Starfield not being marketed by Xbox, and he feels like, oh, why is Xbox forgetting about Starfield? To the point where he started doing ads himself on Twitter. And I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you like acting this way? It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he put like hashtag ad, and it's like, you're not getting paid for this.
Yeah.
I know for a fact you're not getting paid for this because you were just whining about it. So
listen, the fanboys on either side, on both sides, are doing pretty well for marketing for Starfield.
Exactly.
Because all I see are Sony fanboys talking about Starfield and Xbox, and then Xbox people talking about Starfield and Xbox. So it's there's plenty of marketing going around.
Like at the end of the day, when it comes right down to it, it's not gonna matter because come what is it? It comes out
September 1st for early access. September 6th for regular.
Yeah, and I'm almost positive because you're gonna need a good amount of time to get a review out. We'll know how the game is by then. And there's been a lot of games that have freaking either lived or died by the Metacritic score. And it's just like, also, if you think about it, what was last year? What was the most popular game?
Oh no, you put me on the spot. I don't know. Which was it?
It won Game of the Year.
You're talking about Elden Ring?
Elden Ring.
There we go.
Do you remember seeing an ad for Elden Ring?
Absolutely not.
Maybe after it came out.
I had no idea what Elden Ring was.
Exactly. So it's like, you don't need a freaking marketing blitz to be successful. True. As long as people play the game, or it's like word of mouth or whatever, it'll be successful. And I feel like Starfield has the ability to do that. So they don't need. They know what they're doing. Trust me, it's not like Halo where you got to see freaking the Starfield character on a bag of or on a bottle of Mountain Dew. You don't need that. It's okay. You don't need it.
No, well, speaking of more Starfield stuff, because they came out and they announced that Starfield will be a play anywhere title.
Right.
And so that's great. You can play it
news.
Cloud, Xbox, PC. It will pick up right where you left off. Your saves will be in the cloud, so it's seamless, and that's great.
Yes, that's very great. Although I feel like at this point, now that Microsoft has made the push for a PC, like we see we see the effort from them.
Wow.
I feel like they need to kind of take it all the way, because right now with Play Anywhere, it's only for the Xbox Store version of the game. And granted, it's probably just like a licensing thing, or it's probably just the way the code works. I don't know. If they can find a way to make Play Anywhere work with Steam, that would be over the top. If I can play Starfield or buy Starfield on my Xbox and then play it on the Steam version with the same saves and save everything, that would be next level. I feel like that should be their target. Obviously, if they bring Game Pass to Steam, which I mean that could be in the works. We don't know.
Yeah.
Then that would happen. But I feel like maybe that's what they're holding out for. They don't want to give that to them just yet. But I feel like that should be the next step for Xbox to do.
It definitely can be. You know, a lot of potential for Starfield and the future of Xbox in general when it concerns Play Anywhere, Quick Resume, and just the games that they have coming out for it.
Yeah. So all in all, I'm glad that they seem this feels like a new reinvigorated Xbox, and I pray that Starfield delivers, because there's been people too who floated the idea that like because Starfield has been so hyped and there's a lot of pressure on it, that it has to be a 10 out of 10. And it's like,
I mean,
I get it, but at the same time, I feel like that's way too much pressure. Like you're basically saying it has to be perfect. And knowing Bethesda, it's probably not going to be perfect. It's probably going to have a few bugs here and there. Charming bugs, like we talked about on a few episodes ago. But I feel like overall, whatever bugs it does have won't detract from the game itself, hopefully.
I mean,
and the game will speak for itself.
When it concerns, like, I don't understand the whole Metacritic thing, but when it concerns Metacritic for games like the last game, like Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, you know, that's different versions of it have it set at 94, sitting at a 94. Like the special edition says 74, but then you got like the Switch port was at 84, sitting at an 84. You know, it really doesn't make sense to me why people, you know, are infatuated with the Metacritic score. Like, if you love the game and whether a critic doesn't or not, it shouldn't matter.
That I don't know. That's a hard question to like really tackle, because even developers themselves have taken Metacritic scores to heart. Like, even speaking of Bethesda, I think it was Fallout New Vegas that Obsidian was supposed to receive bonuses based on the Metacritic score. And I think that, it was very controversial at the time. I don't think it got out. I think it leaked. It wasn't supposed to get out.
Yeah.
But that Metacritic, if they had an 85 or higher on Metacritic, that they would get the bonuses. And they got an 84. So developers or publishers too, they take that stuff seriously as well. And it's not just for gaming too. It's also for like movies and TV shows. Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen the whole like Rotten Tomatoes stuff, where like literally every movie that comes out, it gets posted, the Rotten Tomatoes score and stuff like that. So it's like, it's hard because on the one hand, if you're not sure about a game, you want to have something to look at and see, like, okay, should I buy this? And Metacritic does a good job at that. But I feel like people take it too much to heart and act as if that's the end-all be-all.
Yeah.
When that's not the case at all. I feel like it should be a guideline. Like, if you're not sure about a game, you can look at the Metacritic score. If you're anticipating a game, if you look at the Metacritic score, that shouldn't stop you. Unless it's like it got like a freaking like 40. Then you should probably be worried and start thinking about not getting the game.
I mean,
but if it's like a game that you're really looking forward to and it got like maybe like an 81 or 79, something that's like lower, which is considered quote unquote not good or not as good.
79 is still a good game.
Yeah, but you know how people get. If it's not 85 or higher, then it's trash.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I know that I hate that mindset, but if it has like a lower grade than what you were anticipating, that shouldn't deter you. You should look at the individual scores or the reviews themselves in that case. And that's what I always tend to do. There's certain websites that I go to that I don't go to them anymore because I haven't really found myself needing to look at reviews for a game. I kind of already know what games I want to get. Yeah. And I can't remember the last time I've been burned. Oh no, actually I do. Callisto Protocol. I was kind of burned on that one. I bought into the hype. But outside of that, before that, I can't remember the last time I was burned on a game where like I was looking forward to it. It got bad reviews and I still bought it and I was like, damn, it's not that great.
I mean, as a gamer, if you're looking to buy a game, do your research. Not just looking at Metacritic score.
Yeah,
watch a video.
Look up video reviews, look up gameplay trailers. Exactly. Like that. That's the heart and soul of it. Like, find someone that you trust that more often than not aligns with your preference. There's always somebody. So if you find somebody that you agree with more often than not, then go to them for reviews. If sometimes they don't have reviews for the games you're looking for, then obviously you look around. But for I guess for the bigger games like a Starfield, that you go to them because you're gonna find somebody. There's so many different YouTubers that do reviews like that that will give you what you need.
As long as they're not a pony. Let me stop. I'm kidding.
Well, you'll find that out pretty much right at the start.
No, I kid.
But yeah, so it's just don't put too much stock into like Metacritic scores. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess that's all we got.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
It's been a good show.
It was a good show. We got through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we have some news. I don't know. I mentioned it a little bit, but I have a new PC, so I will be able to stream. And I'm going to be setting that up hopefully within this week, and I want to be doing some more streams on our loading up socials. Probably mainly YouTube, maybe Twitch. So I'll be setting that up this week, and hopefully get out and start streaming games for the channel so we have more content for you guys.
Right. I want to get into streaming too, but the thing is, like, I've streamed, but it's like I don't know what to stream. That's my dilemma. It's not the fact that I don't want to stream, it's like I don't know what to stream.
Yeah,
because I don't want to be the type to just be like trendy, but I feel like you kind of have to be.
No, listen, stream whatever you like. Stream whatever your heart desires. It doesn't even matter.
I guess.
I had this plan. I want to see if I could start streaming Death Stranding on the PC. Now I know it's coming out of Game Pass in a couple, in a week or two. But they have it on CD keys for like $15, the director's cut. So either way, I still think I want to end up streaming Death Stranding. And of course, this will be something I can do once a week in between playing Starfield.
There you go.
So we're looking forward to, getting more content out for our viewers.
Absolutely. So that'll do it for us. like, comment, subscribe, and also share this if you're watching on YouTube. Share the video, share the podcast on whatever service you use, and rate us. Just help us out, because we want to be able to reach more people.
Yeah,
and
it's free to do.
It's free to do. It takes 2 seconds, not even.
Yeah,
so
definitely. We appreciate you all.
That's it, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.